Well, we got a new project in here because we didn't have anything else to do. So put an air ride on this little turd here because somebody decided to, at some point, heat the coils up and slam it on the ground, and then put these really cool aluminum blocks in here Andy found. These are neat. Yeah, look at those little guys. Yeah. Cool thing about this car is it's leaf spring in the back, which means we got to put a 4-link in it, so that'll be interesting. Front's pretty straightforward. Andy's getting stuff taken apart here, cut the springs out. Left the shock in the middle of it so it didn't blow his head off when it came flying out of there for fun. Pulling the shock off, we'll separate a ball joint, maybe. And actually this isn't even a ball joint, this is bolted through on bushings. So we'll pull that apart. There's a puck that goes inside here, airbag fits here, but we gotta look at some of this because I've never done one of these, and that bag seems a little big to fit in that pocket. So it'll be a little interesting, but we'll get it taken care of, so get it taken apart. All right, well, Andy's getting that other side tore apart there. I'll stand over here and talk to myself and get some parts out of this thing, I guess. Yeah, not really sure if this is rear, front. Kind of looks like a little bit of everything. So this is X2 Industries. Not really sure. So let me get these out of here and we'll dig through some parts. All right, so you guys are seeing this for the first time, just like I am. This is all wiring. Cup. Universal plate for a 4-link in the back. Yay. Bag. So this, to me, looks like rear stuff. This also looks like rear stuff. Yep. Universal 4-link brackets, which, yeah. And then bars in there. Kind of confused on where the other end of the bag mounts. It must mount right inside this hole here. I bet you that's it. I bet you that bag mounts right there through the bottom of it, and then the dual end sits up through there, and the airline comes through the side of that, would be my guess. The other side bolts up there at that shock mount. So this sticks up through the shock hole. Airline comes up and out, and then not real sure. So I'm gonna have to do some digging here. Highly doubt there's instructions for this kit anywhere. So I'm gonna do some digging and see if we can't sort all this out. Alright guys, welcome back. We are working on the green bomb here. Gonna get some air ride stuff done on it tonight. I worked on it the other night, didn't record anything. I was just kind of getting stuff done. But man, I've had to cut a lot out of this perch here to get these bags to fit, and I'm still not liking how they fit. So I'm gonna end up building the gusset that comes from back here to the frame. You guys can't see that there. How's that? Is that better? Gonna build a gusset from here to the frame. Something nice and speed holes, fun, whatnot, but still a tight squeeze. Still a tight squeeze. I got both sides done that far. Some nice little TIG welds there holding the plates on, but yeah. Gotta get my holes in for the airline to go through, so I'm gonna measure those out here and drill a nice big hole in there, get that done, and then hopefully I can finalize these, get this all squared away, get the front end buttoned up, and get the line started ran to the back. This one's gonna take a little longer because we did have to remove the relief springs, We did have to remove the rear leaf springs. I'll try and speak a language here of some sort. It is centered up here. It's right where it needs to sit. So I'm going to make my bottom links come off of the leaf spring perches here. I'll build little spacers, run back. We'll mount our spring perches right here for the 4-link bar to mount in line with that spring perch, and then the upper one will come from the inside. It's going to be a little interesting to get all in here and make fit with the airbags and everything, but we'll get it done. And I think Andy's going to start on this tonight. We'll clear off the table and get the bed laid out on the table, see if we can start squaring it up and getting it put together so we can get it laid on here and get mounts built, get the gas tank in it, and then I guess we got to do a bunch of rust repair that somebody already did. So let's get rolling. All right, just doing some more test fitting here. Went to put the airbag fittings in and I have all the wrong fittings, so yay me. It's probably not going to stay there. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll tell you right now, I do not like this bag kit, that's for sure. Do not like it, Sam I am. Do not like it. In a boat, do not like it with a goat. It would have been easier to put a Mustang 2 front end under this car than do it this way. That bag rubs on everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So when you're doing an install on these, on any car, you really need to watch what the bag is touching. Right now, that bag is touching everything. I mean, it's still touching here when it collapses. It's touching all this. It's doing it on both sides. Look at that. Look how hard that is touching all of that. I've already made 3 or 4 cuts on this, going into it slowly, trying not to take all of it off. But kind of looks to me like I got to take it all off. Not real excited about that. That's a lot of metal coming out of the front end of this thing. But like I said, we're going to build a gusset that comes off of here, down into here, captures the frame, and then comes back out here. So that'll keep it from twisting, and kind of looks to me like I'm going to have to do one on both sides. So might just make a little piece that ties into that frame piece right there, so I can, if he ever has to take this front end out, he can still get to the bolts. But I think we're just going to take a bunch out of this and make it fit at this point. I've got a lot of time already into getting this far, so I want to make sure it's right. Don't want to do one of these wrong. Buddy sent me some pictures the other day of an air ride system on another truck somebody else did, and I instantly saw that the bags were rubbing. That's not even why he sent me pictures of it, but the more he looked at it, the worse it was. So we've got to make sure we have clearance on those bags. So in and out they come until they fit right. So let's cut some stuff out. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back. Getting back on the green bomb here. Got the front brackets welded in, my braces. Get a light here. Got those welded in, had a little fight with the plasma cutter this morning. It wasn't wanting to cut, but turns out there's a cord unplugged. So yeah, got these guys tacked in there, well, welded in there. Probably gonna put one on the backside here too, just to be safe. I don't like how much we had to cut out of that thing to get it to fit. So the bags will come back out today. I'll weld up these two pieces, make sure that all that stuff's structurally back together. Probably gonna pull that out right now, and then I'm gonna start running some lines and getting some of that stuff tacked up. So I guess let's get rolling on it and see what we can get accomplished. All right, guys, change of pace. Instead of running lines where I've still got to weld back here and stuff, I figured let's just keep on the fabrication stuff. I did get all the fittings I needed for the front and the back. I went and got bolts. As you saw here, we're reusing the factory spring hanger here. No sense cutting it off. These are a little long, so I'm gonna put these in the lathe and turn down the weld, pop out the bung there, shorten them up, re-weld them back up, and then we'll weld on our lower link brackets there. And then we got to figure out how to smash the rest of the triangulation bars in there, the uppers and the bags and the mounts and shocks. It's gonna be fun. So scratch our heads together. All right, so we machined out the weld here on the end of the link, and then I'm going to carefully thread this back on here because it's still a little warm and I'm impatient. I'm not really impatient, but busy, I guess. So we're gonna thread this back on here. It's actually not that bad. Let's take the jam nut down to it. And now these are left hand and right hand thread. The left hand has a little line grooved into it there. And you want to leave a little bit of room on your link ends so you have adjustment each direction. Now we need to be 22 inches overall. So from center to center, 22 inches overall from center to center is right about there. Take a couple inches off of it here. Take my pen and we're gonna mark this. I forgot to grab paint pens at the store today. I don't know if you can see that mark there or not, just barely. So go put it over here in the bandsaw, cut this end off, and then we will put a little chamfer in it with the lathe and we'll weld it up. All right, you can see there we put a little chamfer right here on the edge of that and then cleaned up a little extra on the powder coating there so it didn't burn into the weld. And then I'll send this all the way in there and we'll weld it up, see what happens. Probably could have cleaned the powder coating back just a little bit more, but not too bad. This car's got a little straight six in it. It's not like it's an 800 horsepower car. That's definitely gonna hold. So let's do the other one. All right, guys, we got both links put on here. Made that little spacer to go in there. Take up that slack. Got it welded. Bottom links are on. So now we got to start fighting with the top ones. They're a little different. Those are the old bottom brackets. I'm not using those. Dig through here. Come on. Oh, my Lanta. Bag with no opening. Okay, so these are on the, those are for the frame, and then these are for the axle. So I think I'm gonna try and start picking away at this, figure out what I gotta do to get all that stuff in there and miss bag brackets. We've got these big bag brackets. I already know for a fact I'm gonna have to redo these. This is gonna have to get cut off here, and then I'm gonna have to make a new arched piece to weld on here, so this bag bracket on the axle will actually be like centered here. So we have to play with that. So all that's got to fit and miss the links. And then we got to put shocks on it. A lot of stuff back here. So yeah, let's get after it. Somebody at some point in life decided it would be a cool idea to undercoat everything under here. Not fun. All right, guys, so I got some modified brackets here. This is the one it comes with. I made this guy here a little longer, a little better of an arch there for the axle shaft housing, and we ended up ditching this guy because the way the angles are set up, this one didn't even come close to working. So let's get these welded on here. Look at that, right in the middle. Got the bag all mocked up here. Gonna get it slid in here, and then we're gonna get the front end kind of loosely mocked back together, and I'm gonna jack this side up and figure out where the center of the hub is, and then we're gonna push the rear end up in the back and see where the center of the hub is there. So that'll get us our ride height, not our ride height, our drop height, and then I can start mocking up the back bag bracket. So let's do that. All right, guys, quite a bit done on the little Chevy today. So both front and rear end are actually sitting at full drop. So what I did was I brought the front up to where it's got that bag completely collapsed. And then we went to the back, and on the front I'd measured from the floor to the center line of the hub. And then I did the same here, center line of the hub. So the car should sit completely level, dumped out. My light is dead on my camera here, so everything's just mocked up in here, but we got good angles. Nice straight bottom bars there. Got good angle on the top bars to keep from walking side to side. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And I think what I'm gonna do on my bottom brackets here, they don't fit on top. We won't be able to get the bag and everything up in here. There's not enough room, I don't believe. God, it's gonna be tight if there was. I don't think there is. I think, sorry for the horrible camera work there, but I don't think there is. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is that thing's gonna go like that. Really hard to see. Like I said, my light's dead. So I think I'm gonna have to put it like this. Man, that doesn't leave me much room for anything else. I don't know, I'm gonna have to tinker with this. Those bags collapse down to like 4 inches, I believe, and we still have to have room for an airline, which I could bring the airline out of the bottom, but we still gotta get a bolt in the top. So it's gonna be a tight squeeze. I was gonna actually redesign those brackets right now, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. Oh, maybe I remember what's wrong now. Yeah, I've got to move it forward a little bit because the upper bracket hits that guy right there. So I think what I'm going to do is build a piece that extends off of here with the same radius on it. And then I can trim it down however far I need to get all this to sit on that axle like I need to. Probably doesn't make any sense, but it does up here. So I might tinker with that. I've got some other stuff to draw out for a gate. Things are coming in daily to the shop here. I'm having trouble keeping up. This video is probably going to be out a couple weeks after this car is done. I don't know. I'm just so backlogged, it's not even funny. So we'll keep trucking, we'll keep pushing, we'll keep building away. As long as you guys keep tuning in, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Yeah, till next time, guys. Keep building awesome stuff. See you later.